Chapter 5 AI Revolutionizing Personalized Engagement for Consumer-Facing Businesses. Part 1. As we are discussing the transformative nature of AI in the smart technology era, there is not a single industry that is not impacted by this exponential and disruptive technology. Like how we have seen how the internet and digitization are impacting all industries and sectors over the last 20 years, we can expect AI to have a lasting impact on the current industries as well as industries of the future, such as robotics, advanced life sciences, big data, cybersecurity, and the codification of money, markets, and trust. As Alec Ross mentions in The Industries of the Future, these future industries, with their geopolitical, generational, and cultural context and underpinnings, are also symbiotic among each other and symbolic of larger global trends. In this chapter, as part of the sense-making journey, I will be highlighting several AI use cases to get a sense of how AI solutions are being applied across multiple consumer-facing industries such as financial services, retail, e-commerce, telecommunications, media, entertainment, transportation, travel, and tourism. In following chapters, I will cover AI use cases across the industrial world, education, healthcare, and the public sector. In a report by McKinsey Global Institute, MGI, entitled Artificial Intelligence, the Next Digital Frontier, they show how adoption is the greatest in industries or sectors that are already digital adopters, where the characteristics of early adopters are being those that are digitally mature, larger in nature, adopting AI in core activities, having a focus on growth over savings, adopting multiple technologies, and having executive-level support for AI. Although adoption has increased significantly since the 2017 MGI survey of 3,000 AI-aware executives across 10 countries and 14 sectors, the results at that time shows that only 20% said AI is a core part of their business or being used at scale, and only 12% of 160 use cases evaluated deployed commercially. Although things are changing fast, there still appears to be a growing gap between the early AI adopters versus the rest of the business enterprises across industries, mixed with AI startups with the intention to disrupt entire industries and sectors in various application areas via innovative business models and monetization of data and services. That performance gap is likely to increase in the future, as it is clear from use cases over the last few years that AI can deliver significant value to business enterprises that are already using their strong digital capability in a proactive strategic fashion. Some of the key areas across the value chain where AI can create value is enhanced, tailored, and convenient user experience, targeted sales and marketing with products and services offered to the right customer with the right message at the right time and price, optimized production and maintenance leading to higher productivity, lower cost, and better efficiency, and smart sourcing, research and development, and real-time forecasting. As mentioned in the previous chapter, for industrial businesses, AI-driven solutions can significantly increase throughput, quality, yield, and productivity, reduce risks of process and equipment failure, and reduce costs with respect to energy, raw material, operations, and maintenance. For most consumer-facing businesses, the customer base can be grown and revenues can be increased through AI-driven personalized engagement solutions to enhance the customer experience, and more targeted sales and marketing drive recommendation, cross-selling, and upselling. These consumer-facing businesses across industries can also reduce churn, fraud, waste, abuse, and cybersecurity risk, as well as lowering costs and increase productivity, operational efficiency, and effectiveness through AI-driven automation. It is also clear that AI is fueling the future of productivity across industries. Goldman Sachs Investment Research estimates AI-driven automation and efficiency gains driving a 0.5% to 1.5% reduction in labor hours, which is likely to result in a 51 to 154 basis points impact on productivity growth by 2025. They are also of the opinion that AI-induced productivity could impact the way businesses allocate capital similar to the 1990s technology boom, where we saw an amplification of capital deepening, that is, capital stock per labor hour, and multi-factor productivity, that is, with IT producing sectors contributing almost 50% of the productivity growth, which is output per labor hour, as key components of productivity. As the use of AI technologies will become a key competitive advantage for businesses across all major industries, investment in AI through enablers such as the development of an in-house AI stack, consulting services, and AI as a service will likely drive a growth in demand for people, services, software, and hardware underlying AI. It was estimated by the IDC that the global spending on AI of $35.8 billion in 2019 can double to approximately $79.2 billion by 2022. If we consider the global AI market, Grand View Research has estimated that its size is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 42.2% from 2020 to 2027, which implies that it would to reach approximately $470 billion by 2027, projected from a market size of $39.9 billion in 2019. The market research by Fortune Business Insights show more conservative numbers with their estimate of approximately $277 billion by 2027 at a compound annual growth rate of 33.2%, given a global AI market size valued at $27.2 billion in 2019. According to Statista, in collaboration with Tractica, some of the top AI use cases worldwide up to 2025 will be machine or vehicular objection detection, identification and avoidance, static image recognition, classification and tagging, healthcare or patient data processing, algorithmic trading strategy performance improvement, localization and mapping, predictive maintenance, prevention against cybersecurity threats, converting paperwork into digital data, intelligent human resources systems, and medical image analysis. For business enterprises, higher AI adoption appears to be in financial services, high technology and telecommunications, automotive and assembly, followed by retail, media, and entertainment and consumer packaged goods. Although relative lower AI adoption has been seen in education, healthcare, and travel and tourism, that has been changing fast over the last few years, with more significant changes to come in the 2020s. From an AI readiness perspective, the technology industry leads in every respect, as they are also moving the fastest with regards to AI adoption across their whole business, as well as their AI-driven products and services for customers. In a KPMG report, Living in an AI World 2020 study, almost 80% of leaders in the technology sector felt the pressure to be more aggressive when it comes to faster AI adoption, even though this sector leads adoption with 63% of technology respondents saying that AI is moderately to fully functionally implemented in their businesses. Whereas AI endeavors for technology companies were initially targeted at research and development, product development, and front office work, there seems to be a move towards more implementations also in the back and middle office areas.